Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Phoenix and this is the Consumer's Guide to Filmmaking. The Running Man, 2025, Edgar Wright. In the near future, America has become a corporate-run police state where oppression and poverty reigns supreme. To keep the rubes entertained, one game show rules the airwaves, The Running Man. The objective is simple: survive 1 month while trained killers hunt you down and receive big money for staying alive. One man, named Ben Richards, joins the game with the intent of keeping his family fed and safe. However, Ben is in for more than he bargained for, as he must not only survive for the month, but become the catalyst for change in this broken world. So yeah, Edgar Wright is back. But he's not back with anything I would call interesting or amazing. Yeah. So is it just me, or does it seem like Edgar Wright really wasn't trying with this film? I wasn't the biggest fan of Last Night in Soho, but that film sported some amazing technical filmmaking and showcased how interesting of a director Edgar Wright is. But The Running Man just kinda had nothing going on. Occasionally, there would be the odd interesting shot or cool edit or interesting visual choice, that hip-hop guy's counter-propaganda was fun. There were moments that felt like an Edgar Wright movie. But the vast majority of it ranged from simple competence to just straight-up studio slop. The original music in this film was all but forgettable as well, so yeah, it's not really boding well currently for Mr. Wright. For a big action extravaganza, the action scenes, what we paid to see an action movie for, the big extravaganza set pieces, weren't terribly amazing in terms of coordination and construction. The action scene where our main character Ben was in the trunk of the car started promising, but it kinda didn't go anywhere interesting really. Michael Cera's fucking Death Trap Home was fun in concept, especially with the quirky rock music. That was very much an Edgar Wright thing to do, but it wasn't intriguing enough to hold my interest fully. Compared to films like, Baby Driver or Hot Fuzz, The Running Man offered nothing I haven't seen before in other better movies that, even Edgar Wright directed. I do at least admire some of the production design. There was obviously a lot of money behind this film, and I think, at least in this department, some of Edgar Wright's personality came through. I really liked the game show sets as they were full of, vibrant colors and personality. The big corpo world was very extra and full of garish screens and reflected the infected nature of a sprawling metropolis well. Plus, if the action scenes weren't amazing in terms of visual presentation, I can at least respect the set design and some of the stunts. Writing-wise, I haven't read The Running Man, and it's been a long time since I saw the original Arnie movie, so I can't really do the compare and contrast. But as an isolated film experience, Edgar Wright's Running Man wasn't particularly offensive. Things moved along at a brisk enough pace. I liked the satire of our consumerist corpo-run culture. Every character served their purpose, even if most of them weren't the most amazing characters. The evil corpo ruler guy was really entertaining though, as was the game show host. Which now brings us to our cast, and to go with perfectly serviceable characters with a couple highlights is cast that is mostly doing their job, but with a couple exceptions. Glenn Powell was looking yoked in this film and was a perfectly good action man. Michael Cera seemed a little out of place in this film, but he tried his best with the material. But as I alluded to, the highlights of this film are Josh Brolin and Coleman Domingo. The former was such a captivating and menacing corpo villain, and the latter was just hamming it up hard, probably taking cues from Richard Dawson's performance in the original film. I vaguely remember him being quite entertaining, Richard Dawson, in that film. Yeah. Man, it's really bizarre to say this, but Edgar Wright has not been on his A-game as of late. I don't know if that spell with the mouse just burned him out or what, but The Running Man is not reflective of this filmmaker's talent whatsoever. It felt like Edgar Wright was just going through the motions. And even if we got glimpses of what makes him interesting, we didn't get something that could even hold a candle to this man's peak output. Not necessarily a stinky movie, but The Running Man is a movie that really won't be remembered anytime soon. If you missed this one, it wouldn't be the end of the world. And I am feeling a 5 out of 10 on this one. Like, maybe I could consider a 5.5 for Josh Brolin and Coleman Domingo, but, like, that's pushing it. Oh. Catch you later, guys.